Hello guys, and welcome back to another episode of The Creatives, Connecting Fashion and Film. I am one of your co-hosts, Tevin Brown.
And I'm your other co-host, Simone Campbell. And today we have on a very special guest. She is currently residing in New Mexico, is a New Mexico native, and is a hard of hearing fashion model. She's very successful. We're very grateful to have her here today. Thank you, Stephanie Hernandez.
Hi guys, thank you so much for having me on your podcast. I am very grateful to have this opportunity and very grateful to be talking here today. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. So we always like to start with introductions and how you got introduced into the creative industry to begin with.
Okay, so my name is Stephanie Hernandez and I was introduced to the creative industry. I've always been a big fashion lover. I've always wanted to become a model. I really like to explore with my style. I like to have different styles. I like to have different types of images I like to portray. And so the way I got into modeling is I was contacted by a lovely woman named Abigail Eaton to model in at the Cretaceous Couture runway show at the New Mexico Museum of Natural History and Science. And it was wonderful, it was amazing, and from there I was able to meet with a lot of others. I met a modeling agent for DME Talent Agency, and from there my modeling career has skyrocketed, and I really want to be able to demonstrate and be a role model for other people with disabilities, not just hard of hearing and people who are deaf, but also to prove that you can do anything regardless of your disabilities, and everyone can reach their goals. Everyone.
I love that, absolutely.
Thank
and
you.
Representation is so important.
Yes,
you know,
of course.
and you never know who you're inspiring. What
Yes.
you know, little girl's looking up to you right now.
Yeah.
Knowing that what she wants to do, what she dreams of is possible.
Yeah, of course. My goal right here is to inspire a lot of young people, who, especially those with disabilities, that they can do anything as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that. And I know kind of in the middle of there, I heard like you were kind of like picking out your own styles and different things. So do you create a lot of your own outfits, or is it?
A lot of my outfits I do create. A lot of them is from my mom. She is also a big fashion lover. I really like to create a lot of like powerful outfits that say, look, I'm the boss. A lot of outfits I use are like soft, you know, like flowery outfits, you know. So I really like to explore with a lot of styles, like black and white, a lot of like I'm the boss kind of moments, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I really do like that. There's a couple of photo shoots that I've had. One particular with a photographer named Alex Townsend, who I had a newspaper kind of a black and white photo shoot. It was amazing. One of my favorite photo shoots that I've had. And I've also had another like I'm the boss kind of photo shoot with I think Tino Duvix, and with the help of Deja Michelle, it was amazing. And I really do like exploring with different styles, you know, to show like my diversity, and I really love that part in the fashion industry. Yeah,
I love that, especially, you know, this really emphasizing your own power and investing in your art. That's so cool.
Yeah,
so because I was going to ask, how would you define your style?
I would define my style as very versatile. Like I really, really like to look soft, and I also really like to look like powerful, black and white, maybe even like crazy, you know, editorial styles. So I define my style as like fluctuating, you know. I like to fluctuate with different styles, explore different styles. I am never in one place at one time. I always like to, you know, I'm everywhere, you know. I'm everywhere. I'm an everywhere type of person. I feel like my personality is more like everywhere, you know. I like to explore. I like to be adventurous. I like to have a lot of diversity in my photo shoots.
Definitely, constantly growing and evolving too.
Yes.
Your style has to evolve with it.
Yeah.
No, I love that so much, and I just especially love your energy with it, and kind of like just the saying of I'm a boss.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
And especially for just like little girls to see who are growing up and everything.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And just, I guess my question is like, have you always just walked around with the confidence? Because like, you just have this like amazing energy that I absolutely
love.
I've
heard that a couple of times.
It's like both welcoming, but also like you own the space.
Yeah, of course. And actually, my confidence was never really there. I actually grew up with a lot of like, I guess you could say insecurity sometimes about, I always thought, because I was hard of hearing, I couldn't do stuff. I wasn't at the same level as everyone else. I wasn't equal with my counterparts, So my confidence has never been there. It wasn't until, I believe, high school when I would start to get to know me more, get to know myself more. And that's when I started to get comfortable with myself. And I've always heard that I am a very outgoing person. And, I agree with that now, because back then I would not be talkative. I would be very scared. I would be very, insecure, because I thought I would not be able to do stuff because of my disability. But I learned that it is not defining who I am. Yeah. It is always, that's a part of me, yes, but I am more than just my disability. I am confident now. I feel like the fashion industry has really pushed me to discover who I am and be more talkative, have more connections, not just fashion, it's the connections you have with people and knowing people and get to know yourself more as well. So yeah, it has been a long journey to discover my confidence, but I am here now, and I'm very happy with where I am.
I love that. Yeah. What a fantastic story, to be able to forge that confidence yourself, because it takes a lot of work. You know,
I always told myself to surround myself with the right people who will push you to be your best. I have a lot of friends that are also outgoing. They encourage me. I'm very grateful for them. There are the people around you are who contribute to who you are now, and you should always keep growing with the people that you love. Always surround yourself with good people, and those people should be who you should admire and cherish your whole life. My friends are definitely a big contributor to who I am now.
Absolutely. Yeah. It takes a village.
Yeah, it takes a village.
It does
sure.
in a big way.
Yeah.
And I'm curious, what advice would you give to your 13-year-old self?
My 13-year-old, that's a good question.
Middle school, I was like, that's
be confident. That is always a good advice for anyone. Always know what you want to do. And if you don't, that's also fine. You have the rest of your life to figure it out. But I would tell my 13-year-old self that no one cares. Everyone here living life, they also want to live the same as you. You should not be scared. And, you should do what your heart tells you, Do what your heart tells you. Do what you want to do. And if you ever feel that you are less than someone, then that should be self-reflection of what you want in life. So that if you ever look at someone else, you should take that as inspiration and not to offense necessarily. Yeah, take that as inspiration. And those people who you look up to will help you ultimately grow as a person, Yeah, it will help you grow as a person.
I love that. I'm writing it down.
And I think that question's so perfect. And I guess kind of honing in on the confidence and kind of a more upbeat question.
No, yeah, for sure.
What was the wording I just had? Oh, there we go. So far, because obviously as creation continues on and more opportunities come and anything, do you have any outfits that have been your favorite?
Ooh,
yeah, for sure. So my photo shoot with Alec Townsend, I really loved, because he's an amazing photographer. He is outstanding with his work, and he's also a really kind guy. And you can see on my Instagram the photos. You will see why I loved him so much. And I also really like my ALS, because I went to an ALS fashion show, and I modeled for a brand called G. Loretta. And I absolutely loved how I looked in it. It's very flowery, it's very different, it's very almost hip in a way. And I absolutely love that as well, because it's different. I always like anything different from what I'm used to. Like stepping out of your comfort zone is very important so that you can like get a taste of everything, you know, you're adventurous, you know. And I really like how the photographer took my photos that day at the fashion show. I really like those too because they're so different, yet they're so beautiful. I like how they're different. You know, every style has their image they want to portray, the emotion they want to portray, and I really like that part of the fashion industry.
I love that. I think that begs the question for me, do you have any muses or any people that, you know, either models or even artistic styles that inspire you in your own style?
I think I have a lot of model friends that do inspire me with a lot of their like outfits. One girl in particular, one girl in particular has a very crazy kind of style. I really like that because that would inspire me in the future to have more editorial styles that are like crazy, colorful, that have like different kinds of dresses that are different textures. For example, Mad Van Design. She is an amazing fashion designer. I'm not working with her yet, but she inspires me to also step outside of my comfort zone and have different styles as well, like crazy colors, crazy pictures, you know. And being unapologetically yourself is what really inspires me to, you know, be me, you know. You have to care about what other people think of you. As long as you're happy with who you are, that's what matters.
100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, man. No,
And I love that part about the fashion industry, that you can be authentically yourself and enjoy fashion.
Absolutely. You don't have to fit in this box.
Yeah, you don't have to fit in one box, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of the fashion industry, that actually gave me the perfect question. With doing a lot because you're native to New Mexico and grew up in New Mexico and living here, do you feel like there's any things about the culture of the fashion industry here that make it just like unique or special? Or
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, I really love our native fashion. Native fashion is, oh my God, beautiful. I really like their jewelry. I like modeling their jewelry. I like modeling their clothes, especially. There's a fashion designer named Sage Mountainflower who has beautiful design, very intricate, very beautiful, and I really, really like that specifically about New Mexico, because you don't see that anywhere else. You don't see it in necessarily or California or New York. New Mexico has this very special style, and that's what makes me really proud of being a New Mexican. You know, the native cultures that still exist here, that thrive, that show their fashion, and that's also another great part of the fashion industry. You know, the cultures pouring their creativity into their own cultures, and that is amazing. And one day I would love to model for them. Haven't yet, but that is something really unique to New Mexico that I'm really proud of in the fashion industry. Yeah.
No, absolutely. I think that it always comes up that New Mexico is such an eclectic mix of so many talented artists and creative people.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's a great place to, you know, to grow up and being surrounded by that from such a young age, which is huge. So I'm curious where you see your style evolving to next. If there's anything that's like kind of calling your name.
I really like beauty photo shoots. So far I've done bridal, I've done flowery dresses, I've done black and white, and now I'm kind of shifting to like the beauty side of, you know, I had a photo shoot not long ago with Nicole Cuzzillo. Amazing photographer, amazing makeup artist, really sweet. She's amazing, and I had the portrait day with her, and the beauty side of it is like what's really calling my name right now. I really like to model, like makeup, you know, makeup. It's like I really love makeup, and in the future I would like to have my own makeup brand, you know. That's really calling my name because it focused more on the face. You know, the face has a lot of emotion. The face has a lot of like portrayals it can have, you know. And so I really like beauty because you can also experiment a lot on your face. And so far I've had a lot of like full body photo shoots, and now I'm more focused on face, and I think later on I might do more editorial crazy looks in the future. Yeah.
Sweet.
Nice. No, I love that so much. And that sounds so amazing. And kind of, I guess, because there's so little that I feel like people realize go into photo shoots. Because I feel like I said this in an earlier episode. I know I did. Where sometimes like people kind of feel like a lot of it can just be point and click. And so I guess, could you give us and our audience like a little insight to just how much truly goes into a photo shoot?
Oh yeah, when I first started modeling, I was like, oh, it's just a click at a camera. It's not a big deal. Oh no, there's a lot that goes into modeling. How your emotion, your position. You know, I was taught that by Deja Michelle that it's shapes. You know, shapes what matters. And your emotion. Emotion is the biggest thing in modeling that I really had to like get used to, because although it may seem like you're portraying that emotion, you're really not. People can see through your eyes what you truly like feel. So modeling is a lot about acting. Modeling is acting. And a lot of the times I feel like modeling is harder than acting, because you only have one click of the camera to get that emotion out. Whereas actors have a whole episode, a whole movie, a whole commercial to get a character through. But models only have one click of the camera. And most of the time photographers will not take a picture of you again.
Right.
So yeah, that is what's really, what really surprised me about the modeling industry, that modeling is work. It really is. It's really intricate. It's really emotional. It's really artistic. It's art. It's a form of art, you know. And yeah, it is a lot of work, but you can get through it, you know.
Worth it.
Yeah. And I also heard that sometimes your most awkward poses are the ones that end up looking the best for the camera.
Right.
And that's something I definitely learned about the industry myself.
Yeah, you're like all bent, and they're like,
the most awkward poses I have are the ones that are the best for the camera. And I'm like, you know, this feels weird. And they're like, no, do it. And then we take the picture, and that's the one that will get on the advertisement, you know? Yeah. Right.
So I'm wondering then, if you have had, okay, let me rephrase. Having a creative director is so important, you know, to kind of see that vision and help you realize it as well. So do you have a favorite photographer that you've worked with who's really inspired you?
I really like to work with a photographer named Tino Duvik. I'm so sorry if I'm saying the last name wrong. I'm so sorry. But Tino is a really amazing photographer. I met him at some of my modeling classes with Deja Michelle. I really like working with him. He knows how to get a camera, the emotion. He really knows how to capture the emotion. He really knows how to work with their models. And he's overall a kind person. I feel like modeling is not just, doing the work. It's also how you are as a person as well. So Tino really does a really good job. And Tino, if you're watching this, thank you so much. I really appreciate your work. You are amazing. And he's like one of my most favorite photographers to work with so far.
That's awesome. We love you, Tino.
We love you, Tino.
I love that so much. I guess because an earlier question that we had kind of had that was already answered was advice to your younger self. I guess now being a bit more broad with it, do you have any advice, whether it's a sentence or bullet points, for just any kind of aspiring creators out there?
One advice I would have for any aspiring creators is to take care of yourself. You know, the fashion industry is, sometimes it can, well, so far I have not had any bad experiences, but sometimes there's that one bad apple. Always take care of yourself and never listen to what other people have to say about you. Yeah, they'll say, oh, I don't like how you dress. I don't like this, that. It doesn't matter. You do what you want. You do what your heart tells you. You do what inspires you. And keep going to it. Don't listen to other people, what they have to say to you. Listen to your heart always. And let them hate on you. Let them. Just let them.
Let the haters hate.
Yeah. You keep doing you. You be a good person. Always stand with your own morals. Yeah.
I love how self-assured and how convicted you are. And
thank you so
everything
much.
that you're saying, I think, is so much needed to hear, not only, in modeling for people who are interested in that field, but just in the creative industry, period, and just as people.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
So that's huge.
Yeah.
Pivoting a little bit, what projects are coming up for you? What's next?
So far I have like a tentative schedule. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. I have a bridal photo shoot again with a lovely woman named Francesca Tobias. She is very wonderful. She sells wedding dresses that are sold, not necessarily, I don't know how to say this, but that are used, and which is really crazy because no one else in New Mexico does that. She's the only person in New Mexico that does wedding dresses that are reused, and they're beautiful. They're amazing. And I have a photo shoot with her along with Alec Townsend, another photographer that I had a previous photo shoot with. And so yeah, that's one project that I have so far. I still have yet to figure out what other projects the world will take me in. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I'm really excited for my future in the industry and what else everyone has to offer.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just got to keep going with that flow, right?
Of course, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love it. As we're starting to kind of begin our round out and everything,
Mm-hmm.
is there any places that people can go to view your work? I know you mentioned your Instagram.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I have my Instagram. I am focused on getting a website. Mm-hmm. I have a website. I still need to put it up. But yeah, so far my Instagram is what I have. I also have a YouTube channel that I'm going to start posting on soon. And I'll link it in my Instagram bio. And so far, I only have the website, Instagram, and my YouTube so far. So yeah.
Sweet. Sounds good. Yeah, Stephanie, thank you so much for joining us on the podcast. You are so fun to interview.
Thank you so much, yeah.
And we wish you luck in all of your future endeavors.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys for having me on the podcast. I really am super grateful for this opportunity. It was super nice to meet you guys. Thank you guys.
Of course.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into another episode of The Creatives. I am one of your co-hosts, Tevin Brown.
I'm your other co-host, Simone Campbell.
And I, of course, love to take this time to ask you to please, on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe. It helps us get the videos out there and share to even more people and bring even more people on, because we really love doing this. We're starting to get our groove here, if people haven't noticed. Thank you so much to Studio 519 for letting us film here. Thank you to our producers. Thank you to all of our biggest supporters. And thank you to you guys for tuning in every week.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Have a great night.